Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we do begin with breaking news at this noon hour. A SWAT standoff is underway at the Spokane Department of Social and Health Services building. That's located on North Maple Street. And right now, we know that an armed suspect is somewhere around the building, and police are working to get them to surrender. So our very own chief journalist, Amanda Rowley, is live at the scene right now. Amanda, what can you tell us as of right now?
Good afternoon, Laura. We want to emphasize that this suspect is considered armed and dangerous. We don't know who the man is, but behind me, this is where a lot of the police activity is taking place. We are right now on Ash near the intersection of Sharp. And I want to be clear, we have this vantage point. We're intentional about this vantage point because SWAT personnel are on scene with SPD. We don't want to give away what those personnel are doing, but you can see from our view that Cinto and Sharp here on Ash as well as on Maple are blocked off. Take a look at this video from earlier this morning of the scene. Now, we do know that at about 7 a.m. a security guard at DSHS building reported a man was trespassing. Now, when Spokane police arrived shortly after, they say a man pulled out a weapon. It's not clear at this point what kind of weapon, though. Now, we do know that SPD says the man has since barricaded himself just outside on the south side of the building ever since they arrived. Now, Spokane Public Information Officer Julie Humphreys spoke to us about the resources that are handling this situation right now. Take a listen.
And we have all kinds of SPD resources, SWAT, K9 drones, to bring this to a peaceful resolution as soon as possible.
Anybody in the building when he was there?
Yes, and the people in the building have been moved. He's on the south side. They have been moved to the north side of the building. There are still people in the building. He is outside, but as a security precaution, they've been moved down to the other end of the building.
Now, at this time, no injuries have reported. As you heard, we do know that there are still some people inside, but no injuries have been reported. Coming back out live here, we're seeing still quite a bit of activity. Officers are standing in the street, making sure no one is coming through that area. Officers have asked us to stay no further than this, just for safety precaution. We do see, if we can zoom out pretty wide, we can see one, I've tracked two SPD drones. There's one hovering over here. I did see one get in a little bit closer to the south side of the building. But again, just a look at how much of a response here is coming from SPD at this hour. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Amanda, thank you very much. And we will, of course, continue to bring you updates as this situation is live unfolding. And for the very latest, you can certainly visit our website, krem.com. We have a whole team working hard to keep you updated there as well. It is 3 minutes past noon right now, coming up on 4 minutes past noon. We're going to take a moment and head outside and take a look at the weather forecast with our very own Nicole Hernandez. You are filling in for Thomas today, my friend, and some fairly severe weather going on.
Yeah, absolutely, Laura. So the National Weather Service has actually issued special weather statements for this area you can see here, including Spokane, Pullman, the Palouse area, because of some very intense storms that are moving through our area right now. You can see this huge band of intense rain as well as thunder and lightning affecting our area, heading northwest towards the Spokane area right now. Coeur d'Alene also experiencing some of those large lightning strikes as we speak. Now, obviously, you can see how intense this thunder is here heading towards Spokane, but I do want to zoom in on Coeur d'Alene real quick also to show just how much lightning is out that way as well. So several different storms bringing heavy downpour, wind, and thunder and lightning that will continue throughout the rest of the day. If you do end up caught in one of these storms, National Weather Service saying you should get inside because of course, the danger from the heavy downpour, the lightning, and then the wind can knock some branches off of trees as well. Here's a quick look today around 7:30, 8 o'clock, some pretty intense rainfall here in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene.
Nicole, thank you. Let's talk about wildfires as we transition from weather to an update on a story we first brought you this morning. All evacuations have been lifted for a wildfire in Coulee City. Level 3 evacuations were initially put in place, but thankfully fire crews were able to get a handle on the fire just about 30 minutes after it sparked. Crews then issued level 2 evacuations before lifting them altogether. Right now, the cause of that fire is still under investigation. Tracking other wildfires burning across our region this afternoon. Right now, more than 100 firefighters are trying to put out a fire. This is in Sandpoint. It's being called the Dept fire, and it has already burned about 37 acres. According to fire officials, a lightning strike sparked the fire earlier this month. It is burning near Lightning Creek Road on Dept Mountain. Crews are attacking the fire from both the ground and the air. They say the terrain is making their job, as you might imagine, taking a look at these pictures, making their job pretty difficult. At this hour, crews are working to build a fire line to stop the spread of the fire. At this point, though, only about 16% contained. And a reminder for everyone this afternoon, there are now burn bans in place all across Washington state, and that's including right here in Spokane County. Burn restrictions went into effect Friday for lands managed by the Bureau of Land Management. More than 10 eastern Washington counties are under BLM's burn restrictions. Those restrictions will stay in place indefinitely until the weather begins to change. And right now, the Stevens County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in finding a missing man. 27-year-old Tyler Kaplan has been missing since Friday afternoon. Deputies say he was last seen walking on Mingo Mountain Road just outside of Kettle Falls. He's described as 5'9" tall, weighs about 200 pounds, and has brown eyes. If you see him, call Stevens County Dispatch. That number we've placed at the bottom of your screen. Also right now, authorities in Montana are continuing to search for an escaped inmate accused of murder. According to the Sanders County Sheriff's Office, this man, 42-year-old Chadwick Shane Mobley, escaped in the town of Plains yesterday morning while being transported. Mobley was arrested late last month by the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office for a 2011 murder of a Michigan woman. He was being extradited to Michigan when he did indeed escape. He is about 6 feet tall, 150 pounds. Officials say he was last seen wearing camo pants, a black cap, black boots, and a black coat. Officials say he is considered dangerous, so if you see him, call 911 and do not approach. The Idaho State Board of Education is preparing for a lawsuit. This comes after the board held a closed meeting before voting to approve the University of Idaho buying the University of Phoenix. Idaho State Attorney General Raul Labrador says the board violated open meeting laws. The lawsuit is asking to render the May 15th meeting void, citing a lack of transparency and failure to hold public discourse on the $500 million buyout, in essence blocking the acquisition. So after hearing the AG's concerns on the process, the board came to their own conclusions, saying they didn't break any open meeting laws.
The attorneys engaged in this transaction determined that the exemption applied. Even now, with the benefit of hindsight analysis, we believe the exemption applies, therefore no violation occurred and no cure is necessary.
So the Board of Education is now looking for private lawyers to defend their case in court.